Good morning. Thank you for being here today. We're very fortunate in the state of Georgia to have many good things going on. And we're always looking forward to the opportunity to explain to everyone what a great place Georgia is to come to live, to work, and to do business. We have been very fortunate over the last 3 years, beginning in 2013, to have been designated as the best state in the nation in which to do business by Site Selection magazine. This time of year, they make their pronouncements for the past year. And we have anxiously awaited the news as to where we would rank this year. Now, for those of you who are baseball fans in this time of the year, World Series time, you know that in the world of sports, that 3 successes in a row is called a hat trick. We're hoping for 4 in a row. And I want to talk to you about some of the things that we think are in place and are continuing to improve our state that we think have given us an opportunity to do that. First of all, we have concentrated on improving job opportunities for Georgia. And I have invited our new Attorney General, who as of yesterday was the Executive Director of our Department of Economic Development, to be with us on this occasion today. Because much of the success that has happened has been the result of his leadership and the great team that he has working for him at the Department of Economic Development. It is no wonder that they have been recognized by those in the field of development that they are indeed the best economic development team in the entire United States, and their results show. So, when we are trying to attract companies to come and go into business in our state, or those that are already here to encourage them to expand, we talk to them about a lot of things that we have that are favorable for those decisions to be made. First of all, in terms of our workforce. We've had great success in attracting manufacturing to our state, and manufacturing, of course, is primarily dependent on a quality workforce. We have, within the Department of Economic Development, the Quick Start program, which gives us the opportunity to train employees for a business at no expense to the business, so that when they open their doors, they will have a workforce that is ready to be productive. We also have our Center of Innovation for Manufacturing, which continues to do great work in leading initiatives that will take us into the future. We have a great technical college system and a great college and university system, and they work very closely with our Department of Economic Development, because many of the companies that are here and those that are coming here depend on a continuing workforce that is not only going to be educated with skills beyond high school, but also a continuing education opportunity for their employees. We have, as you know, instituted a high demand career initiative in which we have identified 12 areas where jobs are currently available in Georgia, and we just have not had enough trained people to take those jobs. And we have created a 100% scholarship for ones who will pursue one of those 12 areas of study in our technical college system. The state will provide that 100% tuition scholarship for them to do so. In terms of what businesses look for, infrastructure is one of the more important things. And certainly we are all pleased that Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport continues to be a leader in the field of air transport and service to people. 80% of the United States population, I'm told, is within a 2-hour flight from our Atlanta airport. The Port of Savannah, which is a critical component of our infrastructure, continues to have great success. Their volume grows every year. They continue to make investments that will keep them on the cutting edge of being an important port for anyone who wishes to do business in the United States. Our Port of Brunswick, which sometimes is not talked about as a part of our port system. They are, I am told, the second busiest auto port in the country, representing services to more than 30 automobile and heavy equipment manufacturers. Now, we also have great infrastructure from the standpoint of our Department of Transportation. And here again, thanks to the support of the members of the General Assembly, we are now, I'm told, the envy of the country in terms of having an infrastructure funding formula that will carry us into the future, that will allow us to do the things that growth brings to you in terms of traffic and congestion and transport requirements. And we are in the process of it, so if you see orange cones and orange barrels, just know that that is Georgia moving forward. We have a 10-year plan of $10 billion of investment, and very few, if any, states are able to say that they have that kind of infrastructure development. In education, we continue to push for improvements in our education system in Georgia because it is indeed the beginning of the pipeline for a qualified workforce. Since I became governor, we have now created, through the help of our Department of Economic Development and their local partners, we are in the neighborhood of about 575,000 new private sector jobs in the last 5 years. Now, that's a great number. Very few states can even come close to producing those kinds of numbers of new jobs. But unfortunately, during that same period of time, there have been over 100,000 of Georgia students who have dropped out of school. And whether we like it or not, most of that over 500,000 new jobs, very few, if any of them, will be available to someone who does not have at least a high school diploma. So we have work to do in that arena in order to keep us moving in the right direction. We've allocated, during this fiscal year alone, some $12.6 billion toward education in Georgia. That represents about 53% of our overall state budget. And we continue to focus those resources on developing STEM courses, of choosing to increase coding capabilities in students in their younger years so that they will have the skills that businesses will need. So, we are trying to do everything we can from the state level to make our state competitive, to make our state the kind of place that all of us want to live, and also for businesses the kind of state where they want to come and be a part of our success. So, for the announcement that we have been waiting for, and I hope you have as well, I'd like to call on Mr. Mark Arend from Site Selection Magazine, who has a very important announcement to make. Mark?
Good morning, Governor Deal, Attorney General Carr, I've got to get used to calling you that now, invited guests. About this time last year, Governor, you and I stood here under similar circumstances, recognizing Georgia, its leadership, particularly yours, that of your economic development team, and that of the economic development offices, large and small, around Georgia, for finishing first for the third straight year on our annual ranking of state business climates. If memory serves me, I challenged you respectfully to see if I would be back this year. Here I am. This ranking is not based on which state I or my editorial colleagues think deserves it. We simply report the findings of a process that is based on what site selectors, actual corporate facility investors and site consultants tell us they believe are the states with the most effective business climates. That's 50%. The other 50% is what our data tells us about where projects are actually being cited. Points are awarded across the board based on that methodology. We have been recognizing successful state business climates, state competitiveness, and other economic development accomplishments for decades. A great honor of mine is to personally congratulate the state, municipal, and other leaders for their success in growing prosperity and creating jobs. So Governor Deal, congratulations on Georgia's 4th consecutive top state business climate from site selection.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
It's now my pleasure to introduce Rose Burden. Rose is the Executive Director of Southeast Incentives and Leader, Indirect Tax Services at Ernst & Young. Rose?
Thank you, Mark. I'm Rose Burden, Executive Director, Ernst & Young, Southeast Leader in the Site Selection and Location Investment Services team. This indeed is a great honor. As a consultant for EY, I must say this is not something that comes as a little surprise. This is news that we really thought would come based on the outstanding job that Georgia has done. Congratulations to Governor Deal. Congratulations to the State Economic Development Team, as well as all of the economic development partners. This indeed is a true indication of public-private partnerships working together. As a site consultant in Georgia, I have had the great experience of working very closely with the State Economic Development Team to bring projects from the U.S. and globally into Georgia. The scoring from a consultant's perspective indicate many of the factors that we find very essential in the site selection process, such as sound government, economic and regulatory climate, very strong in Georgia, a workforce second to none, as well as an infrastructure that is growing and that's firmly in place. When we think about some of the factors, what does it take to get here? It takes the tone at the top. And as a consultant, we often look at leadership, tone at the top, such as the great job that Governor Deal and his leaders have done. Also, we look at public-private partnerships. How is the state working with local communities? We also look at workforce development. What types of initiatives are in place? We also look at economic impact. What is Georgia doing to drive economic impact? Direct jobs, indirect jobs, induced jobs, and a strong overall economy where we see reinvestment back in manufacturing, we see reinvestment back into existing companies, as well as the attraction of new companies coming in. So overall, from a site selection standpoint, we congratulate Georgia. We also want to recognize the other top 10 winners, as well as those states that made progress this year. Thank you very much for your time. I'd like to bring on Shay Foley, Alcon.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Shay Foley. I'm the General Manager of Alcon. We've been operating in Johns Creek, Georgia since 1989. And as a company, we've grown exponentially. Georgia has provided us the opportunity to grow as a multinational company. We're in the business of producing contact lenses, and we can produce billions of contact lenses per annum. Today, we know that the world population is about 7 billion people. Quite a percentage of those require refractive correction from an early age. But we know from medicine and science that as people approach the age of 40, that increases exponentially. So we know every morning we get out of bed, Millions of people all over the world are turning the age of 40. That's creating a market opportunity for us. Modern business requires a disciplined approach. You have to have good market intelligence. You need to have good research and development, excellent manufacturing, good distribution, and then you need to have good post-market surveillance. The state of Georgia has provided us that opportunity to meet the needs of our growing business. Great universities, Georgia Quick Start, very good support both local and state, and also from the Georgia Economic Development Board. We've been here almost 30 years. We're set up for the next 30 years. We want to thank the Governor and the Georgia Development Authority for the progress we've made with the support through the statutory incentives, the discretionary incentives, and all the other benefits that we've achieved and benefit from here in Georgia. Thank you very much.
Good morning. I'm Chris Carr, the former commissioner of the Georgia Department of Economic Development. And let me start by saying how honored I am to be here with Mark and Rose and Shay. Mark, thank you again for this recognition. It's truly an honor, and we are so fortunate to have this great team and appreciate that recognition. And Rose and Shay, thank you for everything that you do in Georgia, for your investment and for your time. You know, as you heard in their remarks, they've recognized Georgia's strengths in attracting business. And we thank them and all of our partners for being allies and generating quality opportunities for our citizens. You know, today's recognition and celebration truly is a testament to Governor Deal's dedication and leadership, improving Georgia's business climate each and every year he has been in office. It truly was an honor to serve under his leadership. And I also want to thank Governor Deal, the team that you put together, working with Chris Riley, your chief of staff, Bart Gobil when he was COO, and David Warner when he was COO as well in his former role. This is an incredible team that provides our department with incredible leadership and incredible support, and I cannot thank you enough for that. And I commend Governor Deal for his appointment of Pat Wilson as Commissioner of the Department of Economic Development and David Warner going over as COO. That's going to be a very seamless transition and truly is going to be a move forward for the state of Georgia. In addition to Governor Deal and the GDEC leadership, and I want to thank Tom Croto, Deputy Commissioner for Global Commerce, and his team. Incredible leadership that he's provided and an incredible staff. We have exceptional partners all across Georgia, including representatives of the General Assembly, and I saw Senator Brandon Beach, Chairman of the Economic Development Committee over there on our right. Thank you, Brandon, for your leadership as well. Our utility partners, our agency partners, workforce, educational partners. Commissioner Gretchen Corbin is here from the technical college system. Thank you, Gretchen, for all that you do with Quick Start and the technical college system. Our local communities. We have incredible partners that work each and every day to help create jobs and investment opportunities in Georgia. So I want to thank each and every one of you for doing your part to keep Georgia number one. Like Governor Deal mentioned, the Global Commerce Division has had an excellent year in 2016, and the pipeline is looking very, very strong. In fact, in the first quarter of FY17 alone, the Global Commerce Division has already facilitated the creation of more than 10,000 jobs, making it the most successful first quarter Georgia has seen in 5 years. So as you can see, Georgia's future is very bright, and as we enjoy this fourth consecutive ranking as the #1 state in the nation in which to do business, we should all be very excited about what's to come. Thank you very much for coming today.